Hello there, welcome to my bench, Hugh here. And in this tutorial I'm going to tie a wet fly pattern for you. This guy is called the Iron Blue Dun wet fly. A sharp looking little wet fly. So I decided to get this guy tied for you this time. So I'll get him a device here, a fresh hook in, and I'll get going here for you. The hook is a Mustad 3399 standard wet fly hook. Tying them on a size 12, so we'll get that locked in the vise here, just like so. And my thread is UTC 70 denier black. So we'll start our thread on, put hook eye length behind the eye here, and we'll wrap back, touching wraps to the just about to the barb here, just like so. Then we'll come in and snip off our tag end. Okay, for the tail, it's dark furnace hackle fibers. So I'm going to strip some off here, and probably 12 to 15 fibers for the tail. Don't want an overly thick tail on it, so get those ready to tie in. Make sure the tips are even. We'll measure that up about the length of the hook shank. Switch hands. We'll pinch that in with a pinch loop, just like so here. Then we'll wrap back a couple wraps, just like so. And I'm going to make one turn underneath that tail, just to keep it propped up there, just like so. Here we go. Okay, there's our tail. And we'll move that thread ahead to about the hook point. Now, next we have a red butt on this fly. The rear section is red floss, so I have a piece of red floss here about 4 to 5 inches, and we're going to catch that in there. We'll tie that in right here on top, just like so. Pull that till it's even, then wrap back, just like so, and then forward once again to where we want to tie that floss off. Now just make sure that's nice and smooth there. Then we'll begin to wrap your floss forward here. Just try to keep it as smooth as possible. Just like so here. Just keep wrapping forward right to our thread. Okay, we're going to tie that off. A couple wraps behind and front. And we're going to wrap that forward just like so. Snip off the excess. Okay, and we'll bind the rest of that down. Okay, now the front portion of the body is gray dubbing. Calls for muskrat, but any gray dubbing will use. I'm just going to use Adam's gray. So a little wax on the thread here. Get a little pinch of that dubbing. Double little noodle here, just like so. Okay, that should be enough, I believe. We'll see here. Begin to wrap that on. Wrap it forward just like so, and there we have it. Yeah, I'm just going to trim off those real long guard hairs sticking out of there. Trim those out. Just like so. Okay. Okay, there's our front portion of the body. Next is our hackle. And I'm using a dark furnace hackle here. And I stripped off one side because I don't want an overly thick hackle on this guy. So we'll take him and tie him in by the tip here, right in front of the body. Just like so here. Bind that down. Fold it back. A couple wraps on it there. Then I'm going to come in and snip off that tip. Just like so. Just get a hold of it here. Okay. He's being a little stubborn there, but I'll get him. There we go. Okay, now wrap back on that, and then forward once again right behind the eye. Okay, next we're just going to wrap our hackle on. Grab hold of my hackle pliers here. Okay. Okay, now we'll begin to wrap that collar. And as you wrap it, just stroke it back, try to keep the fibers laying back as you go forward here. Just like so. One wrap right in front of the next. There we go. Okay. One more turn and we'll tie this guy off. Okay, a couple wraps there to secure him in. And we'll tie in front there a couple wraps, and I'm going to come in and snip that guy out of there. There we go. Okay. Now what I want to do is pull these hackle fibers back and down at the same time. So push down and then pull back. And what you want to do is wrap back a little more than an eye length, and that's where you want to attach your wing. Just get them fibers all laying down like so. You can even come in if you got one right on the top. What I do sometimes just snip those right off on the top. Just makes it easier for to place your wing. So there, that section is done. Got a little fiber there I don't like the looks of there. I'm just going to snip him out. Wrap back on that a little bit there. There we go. Okay, next is our wing. And the wing is gray duck quill segments. And I have these paired up here, right and left. One each slip from each right and left wing. And we're going to place that right on top and want that to come back about halfway on the tail. Generally about halfway. Place that right on top. Going to come up between my fingers and back down. Pinch that at the same time. Then I'm going to come up and then pull straight up. Then back down once again, like so, and then a couple wraps forward. And we'll see where we got it here. That's right where I want it, right on top, nice and even. Looks great. And then what you want to do is lift those butt ends up here. Come in and snip those off very close, like so. And I'm going to come in and snip them off nice and close there. We don't want to crowd the eye. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Now what I'll do before I build that head up is I'm going to take a little drop of head cement, which I do on all my duck quill wing flies. Put a little drop in those butt ends. Let that soak in before I build the head. Just like so. Just makes it much more durable that way. Okay. Yeah, that soak in for a second here. Okay, now I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to start right behind the eye, just like so. And we'll begin to cover those butt ends up here slowly here. Build a nice little head on this guy. Just like so. There we go. Okay. That looks pretty good right there. Just double checking here. Okay, there we have it. Now I'm just going to bring my whip finish in. 4 or 5 turn whip finish, and this guy is done. So there we have it. Snug that down, just like so. Come in and snip that off. Okay, and there's another size 12 iron blue dun wet fly. So one last step, I'm going to take some of my solar res here, put on my thread wraps on the head here. So I'll get some on the needle here and we'll work that around. A little bit more here. Okay. There we have it. Okie dokie. That should be fine. Let's make sure it's all coated there. Bring in my UV light and zap it up here and cure it. Just like so. Okay, it only takes 10 to 15 seconds or so here. And there he is. Okay. And let's see if I can bring it in close up for you here without friggin' to focus up too much. There we go. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you did, please go ahead and hit the like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. If you'd like to see more videos in the future. And until next time, I want to wish everyone happy tying. And I'll see you again soon. And so long for now, folks.